Great job this week. Here's the quick review. Wonderful job with the book reading too. What we're going to be doing is taking all the major chords you know, C major, and finding its minor. Bar the whole bar, except for the bottom high G here, or the top high G here, and then place your finger on the 5th fret. Remember, don't use your finger right next to you. Skip your finger. So you're using your 1st finger and your 3rd finger. First finger is going to be playing the C up here with a double bar and then a triple bar with all these. And then this finger is going to be added for the unison note of that C. Not quite in tune, huh? Cool? So make sure we're in tune with those. I'm going to just do a quick review and make sure your fingers get to these. C major with a bar. It looks like the B. Here's a C minor with a half bar in the open G. Here's a C minor with the high C with the minor 3rd in there. All right? Here's a D major. Remember this one? You got to make that weirdness where your fingers go down on it, make it, but then leaves it open for this high A to ring through. Or you could go and play the high D. Because you know, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's what we're working on, scales. Sorry about that. Oh, motorcycles. All right, so that would be your D. And then if you scoot that up, you know that an E is a whole step away from that. You can play the E with your high E up here, just like you had that high E. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Like our chords we've been working on. Remember, all those patterns, all the same. When you get to open, that one should make sense too. So that was a D. We got the E there. Here's the other way to play the E. So the D, to make a minor, you drop the F sharp to an F. And to do that, you need to play it so it looks like your 1st finger is on the 1st fret on the E string. Your 2nd finger is on the 2nd fret on the A note. And then your 3rd finger is right above the A on the same fret, the 2nd fret, to play the D. Right? And then the same thing with your E minor. Here's the bar chord E minor where you have the same sort of phrasing, just scoot up a whole step. Or you could just play this, this, and this, the fun one where your fingers go down in a grid. Right? And then you can play G open because in the key of E, E, F, G. G is your 3rd. So you naturally have your 3rd in there. Awesomeness? All right, the next one's going to be F major. This is the F major that you know, and you know how to play it in 2 different scale positions with your 1st finger and your 2nd finger. If you take your 1st finger and go to the 1st fret where the G sharp or the A flat is, and then put your 2nd finger where the F was by your 1st finger, you can play the F minor, because you're essentially taking that F and keeping it the same, but you're dropping down your A to a G sharp or an A flat. But it feels weird to play it that way, right? So you don't want to play it that way by just moving that. You want to actually switch fingers. So it's going to be like playing bookends, but you're going to be playing on from 2 frets to the same fret bookend. And then pop, adding that C up there, which is the unison of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 1. The unison of that. That's your F minor. Okay, what's next? After F, we've got our G. You know your G major by putting your 1st finger at the D, putting your 3rd finger at the G itself, that note, and then making the bookend for the D and the B right here. To make it G minor, you're going to be moving your B to a B flat, which means you can't really do that. It's silly. So what you're going to do, the same thing that you did with the F to the F minor, you're going to be switching your fingers. Whoop, whoop. So with the G, you're going to go whoop, whoop, whoop. You could choose to keep your finger here stationary because you're just switching those, or you could play your G from your 2nd G position and just take your finger off for the minor. Either way you choose is awesome. That is also proper technique. Let's move on to the A major to the A minor. A major has the C sharp in it, which is on the 1st fret on the open C. You're going to put your 1st finger on there and make it a C sharp, which is the 3rd scale degree of an A major. A major has the A, it has the C sharp, it has the E, and it has another A. So the A's here are unisons, because you know, 3 away, 1st fret, 3rd fret, going to be unison. So when you play the 2nd fret and play it open, unison. So our A, if you take off the C sharp, that is your A minor. All right, A major, A minor. So every single one of these chords I've just talked about and the next 2 are going to be played 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just get through the whole rhythm exercise and make sure you're giving each note the same amount of tone and quality. All right. The next chord after an A is a what? A, B. That's right. So a B major is barring the B, the F sharp, and then making the second positioning A, but a whole step up. So if you know that A goes to B and B goes to C, quite literally you could play A in the first finger position, take off your first finger, put your second finger here, put your second finger, third finger where your second finger was to make the A, move that up a half step, which is a sharp or a B flat, and then a B, and then a C, C sharp, D, E, all the way up, right? So right now that B, you would play with a double bar and then play the A structure, or you could play a full bar with the A structure, and that leads you to your B minor. How do you figure out if a major could be a minor? What determines the major or minor in a major scale degree? The third scale degree. It really determines the major or minor, because when you're playing trichords, your triads, in an A minor, you would have an A, you would skip the B, you would go to a C, and then you would play an E as well by skipping the D. So you have A, C, E. That's a major chord. A, C, E. That's a major chord, but to make a minor chord, you need that minor third in there, okay? So that's A major to A minor. Our B major to B minor just takes away that third note. So you could either bar the whole thing and put your finger down, and then comes back full circle to the C major, C minor, because you remember the C major and then the C minor. If you scoot that down a half step, that's like a B minor. Alrighty, the only other couple things we need to work on is describing why a G7 is actually a B diminished in the 7th position, but that we'll take care of next week when we're going to get into this. All right, and lastly on our thing, I'm going to play these chords over and over and over again. This is the chord structures that you chose the other day. We had a C, we had a F, we had an A minor, and we had a D minor. I'm going to play those over and over again, and then the last time I play it, instead of the D minor, I'm going to play a G7, but it's going to actually be a B diminished, and you'll hear why, and I'll explain in practice. What I'd like you to do is play along with these chords, get comfortable, and then start trying to noodle around with the melodies and play individual notes inside those scales to derive some sort of melodic structure over the top of the chords as if you're soloing. All right? Here we go. I'm going to play slow for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Speed up or slow that down as many times as you want. And next time when we come together, we're going to talk about creating more songs and playing some more songs that you know off the radio and whatnot. Anywho, I enjoyed last week's lesson, or this week's lesson rather, and we'll see you next week. Shoots.